Hello, folks. I am Alan in today's news. I will be reading and speaking about world news, interesting news to keep you entertained, and news to keep you informed. And what I got for you first here is Russia plans to mobilize 50,000 soldiers a day. If they don't deliver victory, then Putin would collapse, said Ukrainian spy chief. This is from the Business Insider. The Ukrainian military is warning that Putin is planning to mobilize up to 500,000 new troops. The Ukrainian Military Intelligence Service said that they believe the mobilization will be announced on January 15th. If Russia loses this time around, then Putin will collapse, said Ukrainian Deputy Military Intelligence Chief. The Ukrainian military is warning that Putin is planning to mobilize up to 500,000 new troops in preparation for a new offensive in Ukraine. Speaking to the German news site T-Online, a Ukrainian military intelligence service representative said that they believe the mobilization will be announced on January 15 after the Orthodox Christian Christmas. He estimated 50,000 people will be mobilized, and those living in cities such as Moscow and St. Petersburg to be most impacted. Let's see. It says Ukraine's deputy military intelligence chief said the recruits will be used in attacks that will begin in the spring in the east and south of Ukraine. Let's go on to the next one. Everything that I read here, you can read more about it. The links will be in my description box. This is from Newsweek. It says Moscow sees growing split in power amid Putin war. Ex-Russian commander. Russian President Putin launched his special military operation on Ukraine on February 24, 2022, amid for a quick victory against the Eastern European neighbor. More than 10 months later, however, his troops are still continuing to struggle to make progress. In addition, the war has exposed weaknesses in Putin's military, allowing Ukraine to retake significant occupied territory. Now, the lack of progress appears to be speaking a divide among the Russian leadership, according to an ex-commander, a pro-war Russian nationalist who has become increasingly critical about the invasion execution. He also, in a telegram posted on the Saturday, shared a report indicating that whoever this person is here, I can't read his name, who leads the Wagner Group, suggested that money Obligurch or whatever could be responsible for decrediting his organization in work in Ukraine. The Wagner Group is a privately owned mercenary group consisting of ex-convicts that have been recruited to fight in Ukraine to make up for mounting Russian losses. The group has faced accusation of conducting human rights abuses and attacks on civilians, and has recently found itself at odds with some Russian authorities. So this group of ex-convicts, the Wagner Group, they're attacking not only soldiers and civilians, also probably raping them too. You can read about the rest of this in my the description box. Here's one from USA Today. People who haven't had COVID will likely catch XBB.1.5, and many will get reinfected, expert says. The newest COVID-19 variant is so contagious that even people who avoided it so far are getting infected, and the 80% of Americans who've already been infected are likely to catch it again, expert says. Essentially, everyone in this country is at risk for infection now, even if they're super careful, up to date on vaccines, or have caught it before, said Paul Cannon, a virologist at the University of Southern California. It's crazy. Infectionist, said Gannon, who is recovering from her first case of COVID-19, caught when she was vacationing over the holiday in her native Britain. All the things that have protected you from the past couple of years, I don't think are going to protect you against this new crop of virulence, she says. The number of severe infections and deaths remain relatively low despite the high level of infections. She said, thanks to vaccination and probably previous infections, the lack of universal masking means that even more people like her who do wear masks are vulnerable. And it says here the state of COVID 19 as of January 2023. COVID 19 cases rose in December compared to earlier in the fall, as did hospitalization. Deaths have hovered over 2,500 to 3,000 per week since early September. Officially, nearly 1.1 million Americans have died, but experts says that figure is probably higher. The current variant is XBB.1.5, which appears to be more contagious than the previous one. The latest variant, called XBB.1.5, grew exponentially over the next month of December from about 1% of cases nationwide to 40% as of December 31st, according to data of the Center for Disease Control Prevention. The variant is likely behind the vast majority of cases in New York and New England. And you can read the rest of this in my description box. Here's one here from from the Wall Street Journal, called U.S. Sails Warship Through Taiwan Strait as China Watches Sternly. The U.S. Navy sailed a warship through the Taiwan Straits following a recent close call between U.S. and Chinese military planes in the region. Reminders of the military tension that underlied the relationship. The USS Chang Hun sailed through the waters separating Taiwan and China on Thursday in what the Navy's 7th Fleet said was a routine transit. It was the first such sailing announced by the Navy in 2023 and follows 9 sailings made public last year, according to one private sector tally. Beijing protested each time. The U.S. military says it asserts rights to transit international waters and airspace. The 7th Fleet said Thursday transit took place through a corridor in the strait that is beyond the territorial sea of the coastal state. And you can read the rest of this in my description box if you like. There's another one here from Road Track. It says 3-row pickup trucks are going to be a thing. 3-row pickup truck, man. How big of a bed are they going to have? It says here, I should have seen the 3-row pickup truck coming. The signs have been there. A modern crew cup Ram pickup truck already offers more rear seat legroom in a Mercedes than a Mercedes S-Class. Single cab trucks are an endangered species now, as Ram showed off during its Ram Revolution BEV concept reveals. The time of the 3-row pickup truck is upon us. The concept includes a 3rd-row jump seat made possible by the space savings that comes with an all-electric powertrain. The concept, so it's going to be EV there. The concept is just that. The Ram doesn't look close to production form, but is a signal of where Ram wants to take things. You can read the rest of this in my description box. And what I got here, see, it says here, this is from Oh My Mag. It says, Vladimir Putin health condition revealed by sources close to him, claims spy chief. In an interview for ABC News, the head of the main intelligence directorate of the military defense of Ukraine discussed the ongoing war and the health condition of the Russian president. So he believes that Putin is terminally ill with cancer, a sickness that will eventually fatal for him. He said he did not provide any evidence for his claims, and it is not the first time he presented this claim in interviews. He said he is ill long period. When asked when he thinks Putin must die, he responded, "I think very fast. I hope." He also added, "We think it's cancer. We know it's from human sources that are close to Putin." Anyway, you can read the rest of this in the description box. We know he's sick. Okay, this is from today. Another talking about the XBB.1.5 is rapidly taking over the U.S. here. Here's what we know about the new COVID variant. The holiday spurred a new jump in COVID-19 cases and hospitalization coincided with an early severe flu season and a wave of respiratory syncytial virus or RSV, which many are dubbed a triple pandemic of respiratory viruses. Just as quickly as the BQ1 and BQ11 virus started sweeping the nation in headlines, a new COVID-19 variant began dominating in parts of the country. XBB.1.5, which is a subvariant of Omicron, now accounts for more than 27.6% of confirmed COVID-19 cases in the United States and over 70% of confirmed cases in the Northeast, according to the most recent estimate from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. And let's see what's here. This is coming from Washington University, St. Louis. It seems to be spreading rapidly. Anyway, you can read the rest of that if you like. This is from the drive. It says, meet all the heavily armored Western combat vehicles Ukraine is getting. When it comes to the willingness of Ukraine international partners to send heavier Western armored vehicles, the floodgates finally seem to be opening. The Ukrainian military is now set up to receive AMX-10RC heavy armored cars from France and Modern infantry fighting vehicles from Germany, along with Bradley fighting vehicles from the United States. The Pentagon formally announced plans to send 50 M2A2 ODS Bradleys, as well as 500 tube-launched, optically tracked, wire-guided, which is called TOW, anti-tank missiles, and 250,000 rounds of 25mm ammunition as part of a larger military aid package for Ukraine today. The Pentagon's top spokesperson, the Air Force Brigadier General Patrick Ryder, have confirmed yesterday that Bradleys would be part of the package, but did not provide additional details. You can learn more about the particular development might mean for Ukraine forces in the war zone. Separate deep dive on the Bradley donation. A U.S. Army M2 Bradley infantry fighting vehicle of the U.S. Army. Anyway, you're going to read the rest of this. I'm about done my newscast for today. This one here is from Futurism. U.S. Army buying Microsoft AR after soldiers said they would have gotten us killed. In response to some pretty serious complaints from grunts, the U.S. Army is ordering a redesign of its super expensive Microsoft mixed reality headset on taxpayers' dime. The Army announced today they awarded a task order to Microsoft for high-tech battlefield goggles that are based on HoloLens, reference an unpopular augmented reality (AR) goggles that made waves last fall after internal reports leaked about how much soldiers hated them. Last October, reports engaged that the Microsoft AR goggles, which have been in development for 2 years and were part of a contract worth up to $22 billion, were far from a soldier favorite, with one tester describing lightning on the original model that could have alerted opponents to their location. The device would have gotten us killed. That Army tester was quoted as saying in an internal report. A Microsoft employee that spoke to the website added that the demo device failed 4 out of 6 evaluation criteria. Anyway, link will be in the description if you'd like to read more. And that's all. I'm gonna wrap it up now. That's all I got for you for the news today. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and just keep coming back. Like I said, I am Alan for today's news. I'll be reading and speaking about the world news, interesting news, news to keep you entertained, and news to keep you informed. If you get bored doing other stuff, come and watch this. Until tomorrow, later.